I'm honoured and privileged to speak here today on behalf of Sinn Féin to say a few words in acknowledgement of one of the most significant figures in the history of the Irish trade union movement, Jim Larkin, a trade union leader and socialist activist. Jim Larkin was born in Liverpool of Irish parents in 1876, where he grew up in poverty. He had little formal education and he began working in a variety of jobs while still a child, before becoming a full-time trade union organiser in 1905 in Liverpool. He came to Belfast in 1807 and was known for a central role in the historic Dockers and Carter strike of 1907, and 6 years later in the 1913 Dublin lockout. Big Jim, 100 years later, continues to occupy a significant place in the collective memory of Belfast and Dublin workers. And this mural we unveil today is a timely reminder of the positive influence that Larkin and the trade unions in Ireland had on our economic and social conditions both then and today. There's a statue of Larkin in O'Connell Street in Dublin that portrays an awe-inspiring image of Big Jim thrusting his muscular arms to the sky, addressing the striking workers in Dublin during the 1913 lockout. This image also portrays an almost exact imposing posture of Larkin, captured addressing the 1907 Belfast Dockers and Carter strikers in Queen Square in Belfast. His determination and commitment to the working person knew no bounds. His inspiring personality deeply impacted on those around him. The lot of Dockers living in Belfast in 1907 was deplorable. After a long day of hard grinding work, made their way back to the small, dark and damp, overcrowded houses they were forced to live in. They had to raise their families in narrow, rat-infested streets of tiny houses crammed together with no space for their children to play. In these ghettos of social misery, many of whom had two or more families living under one roof, and in many cases entire family circles occupying one-bedroom houses. James Connolly aptly described these living conditions as the warrens of the poor. For Larkin, this was a political struggle, a struggle which brought striking Dockers and Carters into confrontation with the RIC, who sometime later the RIC found themselves on strike also. As Catholics and Protestant workers united, it was evident that the forces of sectarianism and that of the state began to fracture. The RIC, who were used to protect the Scots and help break the strike, mutinied and protested their own long hours, workload and condition. This led to further rioting, and on the 11th of August, when British soldiers who were shipped in to break the strike shot and killed 2 innocent people and wounded countless more, just a short distance from where we're standing at this unveiling today. Charles Mullen died in a house in Ross Street, a couple of hundred yards away from here, and Margaret Lennon on Peel Street. There were also reports from that period of others being killed that night. The name of Charles Kelly was mentioned as being murdered. There was, however, a bitter and desolate finality to what was the most courageous and historic struggle by low-paid workers in Belfast in the last century. This was recognised internationally as one of the most significant collective actions experienced by workers. The discipline of the struggle highlighted the necessity of uniting workers still applies today. Sectarianism, inequality and racism are some of the decaying features that separate workers and in the end deliver them into the hands of unscrupulous and greedy employers. Larkin's unity of Belfast workers is an objective that the Irish Progressive Trade Unions aspire to, and it is one that Sinn Féin fully endorses. Can I finally express Sinn Féin's appreciation to the artists for crafting such an inspiring mural, which I have no doubt will be admired and enjoyed by the many thousands who pass this wall, both from the local community and further afield.
Thanks very much, man.